Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. A lot of us that like to shoot birds, aircraft, sports, lots of other fields, like long zooms. This question comes in from a viewer regarding what long zoom they should get for wildlife photography. So this is Yu Hung Go is a username. YouTube username. I'm considering getting a TELEZOOM lens for wildlife photography, but as I already have the 18-140 kit lens, I'm slightly unsure of whether getting the 70-300 is worth it or not due to the overlapping range. This was discussed in the video, so this is a comment on a previous video. However, what was not discussed was the Tamron 150-600, which is heavier but definitely sharper at its higher range. However, I also fear that it may be too heavy to handhold. Any suggestions on which to get? Really hope anyone could answer. So, good question. Thanks for your question. 70-300 is a favorite of mine. I've had it a couple of times in the Nikon system. I've owned, I think, 2 of them. It's a very good lens. It performs well even on the full frame bodies. And I'm talking about the FX version, not the DX version. I haven't shot personally the DX version. It does look good, and I've heard good results, but I've had the FX version. I wouldn't be concerned that it has the overlap, but it does only get you out to 300. So you're talking about this Tamron 150-600, which is obviously going to get you twice the range. You put that on a crop sensor DSLR, which I'm assuming that's what you're shooting with based on the 18-140 kit lens. Now you're into a 900mm equivalent field of view when you consider the DX crop sensor, the 1.5 crop, which is pretty impressive. I have not shot the Tamron 150-600, but what I have shot and what I would recommend having a look at, and again, get in the store, get your hands on both of them, see what works and feels and looks better for you, especially with some test shots. I really like the Nikon 200-500. It's a very economical price. Again, I'll put a link below. You can check out the price, but I think it's currently around $1,300 or $1,400. Very, very sharp, very good performing lens, not too heavy to handhold. It's a big lens, but I handheld it and I shot it. If you'll recall, I did that video at the Toronto Zoo. You can go back and search in the videos and you'll see the review I did there of the 200-500. At the 500 end, I was very impressed with how sharp it was, with the performance of the lens. The VR seemed very good. I was hand-holding it very low shutter speeds. If memory serves, I was down to even 1/15 of a second with, some proper technique and proper breathing and whatnot. Great lens. Very good, well-reviewed, good performing lens. My own experience with it is a fantastic lens, and I think it's a great value for the money. That's the one I would look at getting. But by all means, try out the 150-600 if you can with the 200-500 at your local camera store. See what you think of both of them, having used both of them in the store. What do you guys think? What's your feedback for Yu Hung Go here? Which one would you go with? The 200-500 Nikon? The Tamron 150-600? Would you go with one of the Sigmas? Let us know in the comments below. Let's discuss it a bit. Let us know your feedback, what you've shot with. Do you own it? What are you currently shooting with? And what your recommendation then would be. Let's help our viewer out in making his choice here. Maybe you like the 70-300 and that's what you recommend. But let's hear what you have to say. Always looking forward to your feedback. Thanks again for your questions. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.